Bob, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Polish Rob's Cards and Zards Pokecast. As you guys may know, some crazy stuff happened yesterday. We had Logan Paul open up this freaking 1999 base set booster box first edition, and I have a lot to say and think about it, so I want to go ahead and discuss this today in the Pokecast, but I'm not going to do it myself. I'm going to bring in my secret weapon over here. We're going to bring in Sauce McGavin to go ahead and talk about this Logan Paul opening. What happened? What cards came out of it? How do we feel about it? And what does this mean for Pokemon in the future? So, Sauce, what is going on, dude? How are you doing today?
I'm great. It's an honor to be here. Obviously, there's a lot of buzz going around. Due in part, it's mostly because of us. I feel like we are the titans in the industry right now. So, yeah. Logan Paul, watch out for sure.
Dude, I'm loving that belt across. You want to talk about that belt you got going on over there?
Yeah, so when I first started with the Poke Tubing, you know, everyone kind of does the same thing almost in the beginning. It's just opening packs. You know, like you, Yizzy, you guys like to do the challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to change things up. I wanted to kind of give myself a title, and I chose to be the Pokemon Internet Champion. I'm a humongous wrestling fan.
Nice.
So I had this thing created, absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, that's where that came from.
Dude, that thing is awesome, and you got the YouTube stamp on the side too. I didn't even notice that part. That's
look at this thing.
Yeah, dude, that's absolutely epic. I'm 100% on board on that.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I know.
That is pretty darn cool, guys. Those of you who are in the chat right now, appreciate you guys hanging out. I know I'm doing this podcast a little bit earlier than I normally do. It's about 4 p.m. right now, Eastern Standard Time. Typically, we do them around 6, but I do have some things I need to do in the afternoon, so I needed to go ahead and push this and bump it up a little bit early. So I hope you guys don't mind and are looking forward to this podcast. I know I am. So 1999 base set booster box was cracked open yesterday. Another one has been lost. We have no more. That box was minty, right? I mean, it was cleaner than clean, and it was also cracked open, but it was cracked open by someone, I guess, new to the Pokemon community, right? Logan Paul. He just kind of popped up out of nowhere, started buying up all these cards, and then ended up getting this base set booster box, in which he posted a video about how they did it and how much they paid for it. And kind of a record-setting price, right? It went for $200,000 without the auction fees, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of mind-blowing that it went for that price. It's a hefty price. And something that we kind of, record-setting. We didn't expect that this was going to happen. So, first of all, how do you feel about Logan Paul joining the Pokemon community? Well, coming back. I guess he always says that he was there, right? He was in the Pokemon community, but he said that
according to him, he's like
back.
a lifelong fan.
Yeah.
According to him, he's a lifelong fan. You know, there's winners, and there's a lot of like losers in this sense. You know, a lot of celebrities are getting into it. It's not just Logan Paul.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw like Logic, the rapper.
Mm-hmm.
He just bought a Charizard for like $200,000.
Yeah,
that broke a record for like highest like price on like a single card or Nintendo like novelty item. Like the celebrities that they're buying in, like a lot of like I know that motivational speaker guy like Gary V or whatever his name is, like he's really pressing towards like buy cards now, and that's like driving the market into like this madness. And it's not just Logic, like there's like professional wrestlers that are buying into it too. And these guys, like they have the money to do it. They're willing to pay whatever, and that's going to just skyrocket it. So if you have the cards already, obviously it's an awesome thing for you. But if you dream to have one of those Charizards, by the time you even have the money, the capital to do it, the price is going to be astronomical.
You make a good point there. And just to think about this, about 4 months ago, Pokerev, he ended up cracking a base set booster box, and at that point in time, I got some notes over here. He paid $90,000 for it. Well, he didn't pay it. TCA Gaming then provided it for him to go ahead and open it up on his channel, and he paid $90,000 for it. And at that time, the first edition base set Charizard was going for average $50,000 to $55,000. It's kind of mind-blowing to think that just because of the celebrity factor in the last 4 months and the people coming into the game, like a Gary Vee, a Logan Paul, like you said, a Logic. We got Steve Aoki joining the game now. All these guys joining into the Pokemon community. That a card that was just $50,000 almost 4 months ago is now up in the $200,000 range and can go even further. One thing that I do like that Logan Paul yesterday mentioned in his live is he said that these vintage cards, these Charizards, these Blastoise, anything from the 1999, they're not really cards anymore. They're fine art. And I think that's... I kind of enjoy what he said about that for just... I mean, it is, right? We as Pokemon people that have been around for quite some time have always appreciated the cards for that purpose. And somebody like him saying like that, one, it kind of puts it into more perspective for people that didn't know about Pokemon or kind of forgot about it. So they look at it at a different kind of angle, but it also will increase the price, right? Anything you put fine art next to is absolutely expensive. I did like how he said it. I agreed with that because I'm a collector myself, but it is going to increase the value of these cards as we go on for the next few months and as popularity rises. Yesterday we had on Logan Paul's live stream, we had him in front of 300,000 people opening up this base set booster box, right?
Yeah.
After that actual live, there was about 1.5 million views already on the video, and it's just going to rise over the next 2 months and gain in popularity, and more people are going to get into Pokemon or want to get these specific cards just to have a piece of fine art, if you will. So how do you think the opening went yesterday from the beginning, right? Logan Paul is going to do what Logan Paul did, and he did the stunt there in the beginning for a little bit, and everybody kind of freaked out, but we had a feeling that he wasn't going to screw over, almost 36 people that invested into this booster box.
Yeah.
So how do you think the opening started off with yesterday?
As a whole, like, what a ridiculous box to open. Like, it was... that's the ideal booster box. Like, if you are going to drop that amount of money, like, that's the... Those are the pulls that you want.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, the turnaround on the profit, if that was his box, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was to actually open up everything, get them graded, they were all, like, 9s, 10s, even some 8s thrown in there. Like, that turnaround is, like, absurd. Like, what he had in there, it was insane. It was awesome to witness. I'm glad that, like, a lot of people... I think he made like 200K profit on the actual pack.
Easily. Yeah, I have some numbers I crunched over here.
Yeah, it's like, but as like a whole, to actually see the packs being opened, ideal booster box in my opinion, no doubt about that.
Yeah, it was a heck of a box, and I think that's actually going to play a game or a part in the pricing of Pokemon for years to come, especially when it comes to first edition base set booster boxes, because everybody's going to assume now that they're going to have cards like these. We had Pokerev that opened one up 4 months ago, as mentioned earlier, and I think the best card he really got out of that set was that first edition Blastoise. I don't think he really got anything else too crazy. I know there were about 4 or 5 packs that didn't sell, and then 3 or 4 of them that went unopened, right? The person that bought them wanted to keep them sealed. So that Zard still could have been in there, that Venusaur could have been in there, but I guess we'll never know unless somebody opens up those packs, and we'll see. But yeah, so to crunch some numbers here, Pokerev paid $90,000 for that box, and he sold them for $2,500 a pack.
Wow.
We had Logan Paul turn around, and basically what I'm saying with this is he set a market high with this and bought the booster box for $200,000, sold the packs for a weird number at $11,111, and in the end made a total of, after selling all the packs, $399,999, totaling $400,000. After auction fees and whatnot, and he paid $200,000 for the booster box after auction fees, he's still probably made around $160,000. Of course, a little bit less because he did buy a pack for himself. That takes another $11,000 off. Those numbers crunching to me right now is absolutely crazy that we have went up almost a little bit over double in 4 months in a base set first edition booster box. And why has something like that happened? And why did the box go up that high is what I'm trying to say. What kind of secret auction was this that caused the box to go up that high? And what made Logan Paul pick that number to buy at? What do you think? What do you think on that? I have a few ideas, but what do you think?
Like there has to be like a lot of like big money celebrities that are like trying to get into this, so it must have been some sort of like bidding war for that box, because you know you just don't come out and say like, oh, like 200,000, like that's my opening bid. Like it must have been like an insane war. But the scary thing is like that may well be the standard from here on out, just like based on like articles people are reading. That's what people expect now. Even like people are just gonna jump in just to try to like make it like an investment kind of thing. Like that's the new standard, and it's actually kind of scary.
Yeah, it is. It almost makes no sense that it went for that crazy of an amount. I mean, such a short period of time. We thought that the booster box that sold for $90,000 to TCA Gaming, right, was an absurd number, and we would be crazy to pay that amount
at the time. Yeah.
How many of us would have mortgaged our house to buy that booster box at that period of time if we knew that it'd be selling for $200,000 right now? That's absolutely crazy. And where's it gonna end? We know where it started. Where is it going to end eventually?
That's the scariest part
with those amounts. So, as far as the opening goes, in my opinion, personally, I think the opening went very well. There were some things that made me kind of cringe a little bit, and but something good came out of it. First of all, the donations for Nami was absolutely crazy, and that's awesome that this happened, right?
Yeah.
I think it's very important, especially because we know, Logan Paul's history, that something like this happened, and Leonhardt also backed that up. So it did great for charity. I'm really happy about that. And then when they were opening up the packs and getting these good pulls, I actually saw like genuine happy people. I didn't see, per se dollar signs coming out of these packs for them because they had sold these packs off to other individuals. But just them opening and experiencing Pokemon, I think they were genuinely happy opening up these packs. That was genuine excitement. And I think it showed a fun perspective also to those that are Logan Paul fans and are not into Pokemon or have never even, let's say, per se, heard of Pokemon. So I think that was a really good thing for Pokemon. What did you get as far as like your opinion, how the actual opening went and how their demeanor was when opening up these packs?
I completely agree with you. Obviously, the charity is like a beautiful thing, and they raised a lot of money for that. Like there was times where he would wipe his forehead of like sweat and then open a pack, and I'm like, oh my god, like it's killer. Like these are like every single card, like from like a Bulbasaur to like to the Pikachu's, like these cards, if graded like at a high grade, like they're worth something. And like he's sending these out to people, and there's just sweat all over them. Yeah. And like the way he was holding specific cards, it was very cringy. To a guy who loves the collecting aspect of it.
That was a cringy part for me too. The sweat and then wiping his nose, absolutely. I was like, man, these cards are. This is a pack for $11,000. Like, I know he's new to opening all these packs, and I mean, this is the first time he's ever opened anything that expensive for these people. Which, subconsciously you sometimes don't think about when you're opening up packs, right? And especially in that setting. That's a nervous setting. He's got, essentially $200,000 worth of cards in his hand, and he's got to open it for individuals that paid a premium price for this product. I could see the nervousness getting to him, but it was very cringy, and I wish someone kind of tapped him on the shoulder a little bit. It was like, hey, listen, Logan, like, take it easy.
They had a guy there that was like a connoisseur of sorts. Like he was like he rated like the Charizard and stuff. Like gave his perspective on it. I'm surprised that guy wasn't like, hey man, like chill with the sweat.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that he was like that because I have a bone to pick with that guy and some of the stuff that he was bringing up as far as pricing goes and his opinion on Pokemon. I wasn't too fan of what he had to say, honestly, and I think he was just throwing a lot of stuff out there to be a technical influencer and change the market right then and there on the spot.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't agree with a lot of stuff he said and the information he was providing Logan. I think Logan should have had maybe like a Leonhardt or a Pokerev or someone that's been in the business as far as a not that they know the prices, right? But they're not out there to get people. They're out there to give people a fair, honest price for the market today, not to set a new market. This guy that was on there he goes by on Instagram Collectibles Guru, and they call him the Guru on there. And every time a big card came up or an important question came up, they looked over to the Guru, and he was doing a lot of assuming. And he actually said it a few times. I'm assuming this, I'm assuming that. Well, if you're supposed to be the expert at that point in time,
Yeah.
grading and looking at these cards that are potentially worth tens of thousands of dollars. I don't think that people want to hear you say assume. I think they want to have a quality, direct, fact-checked answer. And I think that was a huge problem with me, that he was just kind of throwing numbers out there that weren't necessarily accurate, especially with specific cards.
Yeah. For sure. You're
But
100% right.
what do you think of the Guru, man? What do you think he was doing? You don't have to agree with me. If you love the guy, let me know. But I want to get in more detail about him.
Yeah, I don't know really much about him, but you're definitely right about that. It should have been like a Leonhardt. Leonhardt is heavily like entrenched in that that specific charity. He knows what he's talking about. What you said before, like he's not out to get people. He can make like fair assessments and give honest opinions of what the market actually is. You're 100% right on that. I don't know too much about that Guru guy.
Yeah, I know a little bit on him because I've seen him through Instagram, and he's actually gotten a lot of flack in the past for overcharging people for cards, or putting these crazy prices out there. And like I said, trying to be an influencer, but influencing cards on the spot for a higher price than they really should be, especially when the market doesn't even trend in that direction at that point in time. He's just throwing numbers out there. It's like, oh, okay, well, this is what it's worth now just because you said it is. No, let's fact check it. Let's go back to latest auctions. Let's go back to eBay auctions. Let's go back to any kind of reference to kind of get a middle point of what a card may be worth. Yeah. To bring one of these up that kind of blew my mind, and I definitely want to get your opinion on the sauce. He put out Logan pulled the card. It was a Bulbasaur, right? Bulbasaur, and he decided to go ahead and quote that card to be $30,000. His claims to that were that it was a very difficult card to grade at a PSA 10, and there was a very low population. He may be right with the low population. I did not check the pop report before going into this Pokecast, but $30,000 for a Bulbasaur right now at a first edition, thick stamp, gray stamp, whatever the case may be, I really don't think was a accurate assessment for that card. That's mind-blowing to me.
No, it's definitely not an accurate assessment. It's back to what like we said. Like these guys, they're going to have a strong influence on the market from here on out, because it's not like Logan's a one and done.
No,
he's gonna do some pretty big things. Like these guys do big things. They need to do big things to stay relevant. So as long as they're in the game, what he says is probably gonna go, which is extremely unfortunate.
Yeah. And a funny thing, too, about the Guru is him and Logan were talking back and forth with some of these prices after he pulled a few cards. And Logan was actually talking about some of the amounts he paid the Guru for some of the product he's gotten in the last couple months. And one of them he brought up was that he bought a $8,000 Blastoise from the Guru at that point in time, which is kind of close. I thought the Blastoise would be somewhere around the $7,000 range, $7,500. That's kind of what the last I saw. And PokeRev has also said in the past it's about a $7,500 card at a PSA 10. The Guru, after Logan had pulled, he actually pulled two Blastoises in that live from that booster box. It's crazy. But he quoted automatically just because Logan pulled it, right? And Logan bought this card from him. He bought this card from him barely a month ago, Sauce. Barely a month ago. And he quoted it already at $12,000. Why? Why is this card going for $12,000 just because Logan pulled it and they're on this huge platform? Does Logan touching a Blastoise that's first edition automatically increase it by $6,000 almost?
Listen, on PSA, they're gonna put a little description. How like if you have an error card, like it'll say like error. It's going to say Logan Pauls sweat stain, and that is going to increase the cards at least $6,000, I'd say.
Yeah,
I'd assume.
It's absolutely crazy that this amount. Now, there's one thing, and it's something that I'm still trying to understand too. But so there's these auctions now, and people are going to say, this card potentially sold for more now in auction, and I don't really. I mean, the auction is true. It's not a fake auction. It's not like they're putting these crazy numbers out there. But, we had the Charizard auction last night that Logan brought up. It was around $183,000 for that base set, first edition Charizard. The Venusaur at that time was somewhere around $23,000, and Blastoise was somewhere around $31,000. So technically, by Guru standards at that point in time, I guess $12,000 seems like a cheap price.
Yeah.
But these auctions, I mean, you're talking about these people bidding that are have the money to just go crazy on these cards. I don't think that these auctions are 100% market value as far as what we should be paying for them. These are premium auctions with premium buyers in it, and they're going for a premium price, right? I don't think it's fair just because the Charizard went for $183,000 at a premier auction, right? These guys have tons of money. Money is not a issue for them buying these, or they have investing firms that come together and purchase something, right?
Yep.
I don't think these are fair values to judge what the market should be today. I think it's fun and record setting, right, that a card went for this, but we also had a shiny Charizard when Hidden Fates came out that sold for $10,000, but we don't see them going for $10,000 today. That's what I'm trying to go ahead and talk about here. I don't think the $12,000 for the Blastoise right now is an accurate assessment by the Guru for the Blastoise.
Yeah, I mean, like, you have to think, Logan Paul is, he brings a lot of new eyes to this whole industry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not just like PokeTubing, like the actual investment aspect, the collecting aspect. A lot of people who don't know anything. So, like, if Leonhardt was to go on stream, he's not going to have 300,000 people like watching him.
Yeah.
And if he did, it'd probably be 300,000 people that have some sort of knowledge of the market. So he's like, he gets to set the standard to all, like, kind of like the new sheep.
Yeah.
And like with Logan Paul coming in, like, you already see it with like the Gary V guy who's like saying like, you got to invest in Pokemon now. It's time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you go into a Walmart and a Target, you are finding nothing of interest anymore. Mm-hmm. You have like the scalpers are crazy. I feel like it's like intensified so much with like Champions Path. Like, you have guys that are sitting, literally, I went to Target for just to see if they had Champions Path, and there's guys actually sitting in the aisles waiting for the restocker to come, not even letting the product hit the shelf.
Yeah.
Go follow the restocker to the next Target. Like, it's just, this is the negative aspect that I see from it. It's just them creating the market and then them intensifying like the whole scalper thing.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, I don't like it at all.
It's flying off the shelves because people are going to buy the packs that have Charizard in it because it's going to make them the most money. Mm-hmm. In the end, we all know that Charizard is a nostalgic Pokemon. He's the leader in as far as collecting goes, and if a set has a Charizard in it, it's going to get bought out. And I think these shelves are getting bought out because it's what people can afford. The vintage right now is absolutely crazy, especially with these new influencers joining the game that have a huge platform and are able to fluctuate the prices in crazy amounts. Now, if you invested into Pokemon a year ago and you have some of these cards, you're jumping out of your boots. You're of course super excited. But anybody else that either just is get into collecting now and would like to have some of that older nostalgia, it's almost out of, it is out of reach. It's out of reach for 90% of collectors out there, right? That collect actual Pokemon cards and enjoy it. It's just out of reach. There were some prices on there too that from some cards that Logan pulled that I did agree with, and a lot of them actually that I agreed with came from Logan Paul himself. And I think he was right with those prices because he spoke to King Pokemon Gary, and Leonhardt and a little bit of PokeRev, and he got some actual prices from them, and I completely agree. Now, every time he looked over the Guru, I always raised an eyebrow to see what he was going to say. But the prices that Logan Paul did not look at the Guru at, I agreed. He had a Pikachu that was between, he estimated between 3,000 and 4,000 at PSA 10. Mm-hmm. He had a Charmander between a 3,000 to 5,000, which I agreed with. The Squirtle 3,000, 4,000 I agreed with. The Bulbasaur $30,000 he looked at the Guru, and I about lost it, which is just mind blowing to me. And one that I did disagree with. Now this was another one coming out of the Guru is he pulled a chance. He actually pulled two, and he was quoted a Chansey at $30,000. Sauce, when Leonhardt pulled that Chansey and quoted it at $20,000, I also shook my head no. Right?
Yeah,
I also shook my head no at that point in time. Now we got it for $30,000. Rev pulled a Chansey 4 months ago and quoted it $5,000 to $6,000, and that was market value. You mean to tell me that this card has jumped up 5 times its value in the last 4 months for a Chansey?
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that because like my one friend, he was just like skimming through the internet and stumbled upon that Leonhardt video, and he was like, "Hey, I watched some guy like pull like a $20,000 Chansey card," and I was like, which card was that?
Yeah,
I can't pinpoint exactly that one. And then I actually watched the video myself, and I was confused myself. I had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah.
I can't imagine like how they even come up with this estimation of that as you said 5 times the actual value. Like it's insane.
No.
It's wild.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see the Guru's notepad and seeing if these were actual prices that he had on there or if they were just a bunch of doodles. Because I feel like they were just a bunch of doodles and he was just throwing prices out there. And, you didn't have a camera on them, so you couldn't really see. But every time Logan mentioned to him, he's like, there's 2 Pokemon experts in the room. And they keep looking over at each other and just nodding their heads, right? So one of them is just throwing a price out there, and the other one's just like, yeah, whatever. Just let's go ahead and get it out there and just keep it moving, Yeah. I didn't like it. I didn't think it was factual information to be provided to 300,000 live viewers at that point in time, and millions of people from here on out. I don't think it's right to be just throwing out prices like that and giving false hope or giving unreachable hope for anybody that wants to purchase a vintage card.
Yeah, I mean, like what a power play by that Guru guy who's probably has a ton of these cards.
Yeah,
like to have a platform like that to be
100%.
like, I have this card, it's worth this much now.
Yes,
it's insane.
Oh,
he's probably going to profit like a great deal off that one video, the one stream itself.
Yeah. He definitely priced his cards higher that he probably has in stock and is willing to sell. Because now he knows he can get that price because Logan Paul said it, and now I'm going to get it. He sold Logan Paul also a Gyarados for, I believe it was $8,000. I remember Logan brought that up. And he also sold him a Alakazam, which was for another $8,000. And now sold him a Alakazam for $8,000 a month ago, and then yesterday decided to quote an Alakazam at $20,000. I don't know where you get a $10,000 price increase over a month period of time when you just sold Logan one for $8,000, but I guess that's just the state of collecting that we're in right now. You're on a huge platform, why not throw out a price, and then all the Alakazams I have back there are probably going to be worth about $200,000 at a PSA 10. That's what I'm assuming I was going for. I really didn't enjoy him being there. I thought there were better options out there in the world for 100%. Collecting and for accurate assessments and pricing. I did not agree with, I want to say, at least 75% of the Guru's analysis of these cards. Just me going back and looking right today, and yesterday at some of those prices, it wasn't factual. It wasn't factual information. I'm seeing them sold for cheaper, and a lot cheaper at PSA 9s and PSA 10s. I mean, let's talk about the Charizard. The Charizard was pulled. Right? Yep. Everybody freaked out. The Charizard was pulled. Nami was getting hundreds or tens of thousands of dollars donated because Logan Paul said, hey, listen, pull the Zard, donate $2. Awesome. I thought it was a great idea. The Charizard was pulled. It came out a PSA 9. Well, I mean, it's not graded yet, but after further assessment, PSA 9. From the quick glimpse that I got out of it, I probably agree with it. They did say it was Nick, and it was heavy on from the left to the right. So Logan then asked him, what's this PSA 9 Charizard worth? And he put a number out there that said $65,000 to $85,000 for a PSA 9 Charizard. Okay, so let's talk about the $65,000 to $85,000. And before I give my opinion about what I think about that price for a PSA 9, it might even get a PSA 8 if they're really harsh on it. What do you think about that?
It's gonna get a 9. Just the Logan Paul special, it's gonna be a 9, no doubt about that. But we said it like now that you actually like you speak it and you hear it, like there's something fishy going on, Uh, honestly, like I'm at a loss for words. Like it's honestly a little frustrating,
Mm-hmm.
to be completely honest with you. But they're going to control the market. It's as simple as that. Like there's not really much to say about it.
They're really taking the Gary Vee approach and really influencing the market. Gary Vee influenced the sports card market as soon as he got in. He was a huge influence in already.
Immediately.
Right? Automatically, he was in there, and cards were fluctuating like crazy because he was in the market. And then he jumped into the Pokemon market. He brought Logan along with him, and they brought some more celebrities with them, and now we have these crazy prices, allegedly. So, in my opinion, $65,000, $85,000. We know that Leonhardt pulled a first edition Charizard about a month and a half ago, right? The one that got lost in the mail, and he quoted it at being at the time a $55,000 card. Mm-hmm. He did his homework on it. He studied it, and he thought that he was going to get a PSA 10 out of it, which is probably why he got a PSA or wanted to send the PSA, because at Beckett he probably would have gotten a 9.5.
Yeah.
Went off the PSA. So at that point in time, we're thinking, okay, $55,000, $60,000 card for a PSA 10. And then they come out yesterday and they pull a first edition base set Charizard, although they said it was a thick stamp. After what the guru was saying with some of those things, I don't know how accurate that really is. I'd like to see the card in person and really kind of give my own opinion on it. But he said $65,000 to $85,000. If you're confident about a Charizard card being worth a certain price, don't you think that the price would be a little tighter? Maybe give or take $5,000, not a $20,000 difference. Yeah. That's huge.
It's huge
for a PSA 9. Okay, now the auction, yes, the Charizard at a PSA 10 was going for $183,000, guys, and I understand that that's a crazy price, but we're talking premium auctions out here that 90% of us are not ever going to be able to attend and bid on. Okay, like these cards are just being passed down from high categories, rather than some of the cards that we can not readily find in the market, but some of these guys like let's say Romstyle that has one, right? Or the Pokeju, or other these guys in the community that have, they're not going to hit that premium market sometimes. And these are premium prices these guys are paying right now. I don't like that assessment of $65,000 to $85,000. I think it was too broad. If he said at that point in time $55,000 for a PSA 9, I would just say okay based off the influence.
Yeah.
But that's a huge leap, in my opinion, for that kind of a price. I mean, for a PSA 9.
I'm super curious to actually like watch the market for like the next couple months.
Yeah.
And see like how truly like this actually influences it. But I mean, Michael, I have a question for you actually. Say you actually had one of these, right? And like the market is like it's booming because of this influence. Do you sell out, or do you actually hold on to it with the risk of like
that's a really good question. And at this point in time, the market is so unpredictable, and we have seen nothing but it rising in price, right? Skyrocketing in price. Even the moderns are skyrocketing, although they are kind of being combated against right now. They're kind of mellowing out a little bit in the modern market, but the vintage market, I've always said it has been underappreciated, but I never expected a boom to happen like this. It's kind of crazy. Personal opinion of mine is if I can get $183,000 for a first edition Charizard at a crazy premium auction, which by the way, they're going to take a huge chunk of that out of my sale unless the buyer pays the auction fee, right? It's whatever the fine line print of that. I know it's a whole different realm, and I'm not too familiar with that. Could be wrong, so don't quote me on that, guys. For $183,000, if that Charizard sold yesterday, it probably went to like 190, 200K. I'll be honest with you, I'm selling my card right now.
Yeah, me too.
I'm selling for. If I'm selling my card, if it's going for these prices, I could probably get $250,000 for it for one card, and I could probably go out and then buy myself a PSA 7 on eBay or talk around for a lot cheaper price and just be happy with that card and make this crazy profit.
Insane profit.
Yeah,
I'd sell out too.
We're talking that a first edition base set Charizard from 1999 was going for $55,000 a month ago when Leonhardt pulled it, and now it's selling for almost, if not $200K. If anybody knows what the price went for in the chat, let me know. I'm going to peek on over. But last time I checked, it was $183,000. I'm selling my card, and tomorrow.
I think with fees it was like 220 or something, but I think it was 180 something.
Yeah,
that he actually paid for it. Like, yeah,
I'm selling it tomorrow.
No, I'm selling it now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, no doubt. And I don't think these prices are going to last. I mean, yeah, we're gonna see a trend. This is what I'm trying to say. We're gonna see a trend. We're gonna see these celebrities come in. They're gonna be all hyped up about it, and like any other trend, eventually it dies, and we move on to the next thing. And it might be Yu-Gi-Oh! Next thing, you know. Steve Okoye might go out and buy a $200,000 Blue Eyes White Dragon, and next thing you know, everybody's gonna be jumping to Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon's gonna fall a little bit back on the wayside. It's whatever the trend is at that time. I don't think Logan Paul's going to be in the game forever. I think he's having fun with it now. And then once he's bored, he's going to find the next Logan Paul thing to do. And for him, it was probably a big dream for him to get a first edition base set booster box and crack it open live in front of 300,000 people.
Yeah. He's gonna ride the wave, and then
100%. He's gonna ride it. He's gonna ride it until he's bored, and he's gonna go ahead and find something else to do. I saw Jay's Toys and More. I want to go ahead and bring it up. He said, Rob, you will see the prices will now reflect those prices mentioned because we live in a world of sheep, and with all these people, big money is getting into. I agree. The reason we live in a world of sheep, and Sauce disagree with me if you think so, but we live in a world of sheep because everybody is now at this point in collecting and money hungry, and they want to get that price. If they're seeing something go for something, they're gonna try to go for it too, right? I mean, it's kind of like a sheep or like a kid analogy, right? If you have two kids, if one kid has something, the other kid's gonna want it as well. And as adults, we kind of follow that same mentality. If someone's getting $200,000 for a Charizard, this guy's gonna want $200,000 for a Charizard. It's just the way it works. Who wants to sell their card for something less? It's when the trend finally dies out, I think, is when we're going to see actual new normal, and things will figure themselves out. So that's my opinion. You may have another one with that, but I think Jay's Toys More brought up a good point.
No, I completely agree with it. It's a very money hungry world. I truly hope it dies down eventually, because like at the end of the day, like I would love to have one, and even like obviously like I don't have $60,000 lying around to go do it, even if it was $60,000. But someday maybe I would love to have one. But definitely not if it's going to be in the 200s. It's impossible. No one has that except the celebrities.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like I said, with the auctions, they're premium auctions. They're people of high stature that are buying these cards. They're not somebody that has a little bit of influx of cash and wants to go ahead and splurge on a card. These are premium auctions. They're selling high end items at this place, which is going to bring up high-end dollars. You can go to, I'm trying to think of a good analogy as far as that goes, but it's like a Walmart, let's say, for example, or a Target. There's a little bit of a difference. And if you go to Target, sometimes you'll find the same shirt that you find at Walmart, and it'll be a couple bucks more expensive. It's just you're paying that premium price for going to that certain location and doing it. I'll tell you one thing that also made me nervous and cringe a little bit yesterday, and I forgot to bring up, is Logan putting the cards into top loaders. It was freaking me out, man. I saw a crease happening sometime soon. It freaked me out.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I think the Guru's like, he offers to do it with the Charizard.
Yeah.
And he's like, Logan's like, I'm a pro at this by now. And I'm like, oh god, like, it's the scariest thing to see.
Yeah. It was very worrisome to see, for sure, him putting the top loaders, but he did a good job. He did a great job on that, on doing it. And like I said, Logan seemed genuinely happy, which made me super excited. It's exactly what I wanted to see from him. And, I just, like I said, with some of the prices that the Guru had, I disagreed. I definitely would have liked to have, like a Gary there, or a Leonhardt, or a like a Pokerev, to actually really give really precise, accurate pricing on the cards.
Yeah.
I think a lot of numbers were thrown out there that shouldn't have been, and it's gonna cause a market trend. People are gonna see those cards for that price, and I don't agree with all of them, but in the end, to talk, in my personal opinion, I thought it ended up being really good. For Nami, it was absolutely amazing. I loved it. Logan seemed like a really genuine, happy dude to be opening up Pokemon product in front of everybody. And overall, I think, except for the few things that I disagreed with pricing, I think it was a pretty good experience. It came out pretty good. I think everybody was, for that, got good pulls, of course, right? Was happy in the end, and that was a absolutely fire box. It was crazy.
Wild.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
The cards that were out of there.
It was ideal.
Yeah, I have to say that it was a great box, and I would have loved to be there for it. And and saw it opened in person, and we'll see when the next one gets cracked open. I think it's going to be another few. I think it's going to trend a little bit more though. What do you think? I think first edition base set booster boxes being opened is going to be a little bit more of a trend as more high profile individuals come into the Pokemon game.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's looking to get into like Poketubing or anything in regards to that Pokemon, it's going to draw attention regardless of who you are. Obviously, if you have like a name, that's going to add to it. But if I went on live stream and promoted a little bit that I was going to open up a first edition booster box, I'd get probably a crap ton more viewers than I would for opening anything else. So it's definitely going to be a trend. 100%.
Yeah, I think I think it definitely will be, especially for the individuals that do want to either promote their channel or are able to afford it, right? But judging by what happened yesterday, I mean, essentially, he bought the booster box for $200,000 and essentially sold it for $400,000, give or take a couple tens of thousands of dollars, right? Yeah. Give or take a little bit. So essentially, you could buy and really invest your life savings into a base set booster box and then go ahead and crack it open and make your profit back and then some, while enjoying the nostalgia of Pokemon opening. But I guess not everybody would want to have a booster pack opened up by you. It's just they wanted a pack opened up by Logan Paul because Logan Paul is who Logan Paul is, right? That also plays a big part into it. Yeah. But yeah, so that's my take on it, and I definitely want to go ahead and look in the chat. Maybe we can find something out in here going on and see some of your opinions. Can we talk about that guru guy that was saying a lot of bullcrap about the pricing? Yeah, we brought that up. We brought that earlier. SSJB Eli, we brought that up earlier about some of the prices. I didn't. The one that stood out to me the most is we talked about it is the Bulbasaur for $30,000. It's I mean, I'm at a loss for words for that amount. I'm at a loss for words.
It's a joke.
It's nuts.
Like, it's a joke.
It's nuts. Yeah. We got, as much as I hate the fact that the hobby will be more of a business, I think the guy is a freaking business genius and at least manager and will do great things for him. He has, I mean, he had a business strategy coming into this, and I think it ended up working out for him in the best. And he got to open up a bunch of base set first edition packs and box and not walk out empty-handed either. Although if you go by the guru's prices, even if you kept the whole box and pulled every single card, he would have made his money back and then some if he sold each card individually. So
if he sold every Bulbasaur for 30, I mean,
yeah,
make money back real quick.
You got 4 Bulbasaurs in there, you dang near make your money back for a base set booster box first edition. There you go, guys.
Yeah, you heard it here.
Don't look for the Charizard. Don't look for the Blastoise. Let's look for first edition base set Bulbasaurs. Hope they get a 10 and we'll make our money back on a $200,000 box. Yeah. I think the opportunity is there to invest in older X, Y, and Sun and Moon stuff. The stuff seems less popular. Burning Shadows ETBs $35 at Target. Yeah, and I think that's why it's flying off the shelves right now, guys, because that is affordable product for us. Mm-hmm. And we are trying to find the next base set booster box, right? We're trying to find the next item that will be more expensive in the long run. That way we can make a crazy double your money profit in the future. I think that's the dream in finding that item. Because right now the vintage stuff is not affordable. And I give a lot of kudos
so
to some of the guys out there that have been preaching vintage for the last year, a little bit more than last year, by invest in vintage, invest in vintage, stop the modern stuff, invest in vintage. And I think right now a lot of those guys are sitting in their office chairs and crunching the numbers and laughing at a lot of those individuals that passed up on the vintage stuff and went completely modern. Yeah, I think it's huge. And I mean, I don't know about you, Sauce, and what you have in vintage. I don't have much. I have a little bit, and they're not really invested pieces. They're more of my collection pieces because, you know, I'm a collector at heart. But, yeah, I mean, you know, I completely do not regret not getting any vintage stuff in the past. It's just because I had to get modern stuff because I'm doing a PokeTubing channel, right? I like to open packs and stuff, and it's not about me pulling out vintage and just showing off the same cards every time. I want to experience. I want to have the fun of opening packs and entertainment and all the other kind of stuff, right? So that's where my money was going to. And looking back at it, though, like if I was just going in for the vintage and investing and not doing the channel, I definitely would have, and I would have been one of those individuals that have been happy with the market right now. Mm-hmm. But what were you looking like in your vintage collection?
So I obviously was like a humongous fan of Pokemon, like in the 90s kid. And I had actually just sold everything. Like when Pokemon kind of became like not cool to everyone, I kind of just gave up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right up Sword and Shield base set is where I started again. Like I was like, you know what? I just bought a pack. I felt that nostalgia again. I was like, you know, I'm gonna try to do the PokeTube thing. So my mom moved out of her house and she calls me and she's like, hey, I found a box of Pokemon cards. Do you want to come look at them or do you want me to throw them out? I'm like, definitely don't throw them out. Let me go run over. I had no idea that these were even in the basement. And like I went down there, I opened up the box, my heart just dropped. I had like my base set Charizard was in there.
Wow.
Like the Shining Charizard from I think it's Neo.
Yeah.
Had that in there as well.
Wow.
Like just tons of amazing cards. Nothing gradable. Some are in like somewhat decent condition, but nothing I would like send to grading. But like my heart sank, and I just threw them all in those like magnetic holders because they just look cooler in them. But yeah, so I went from having nothing to having like all my Charizards back, all like my Rocket Mewtwo. Like it was an awesome feeling to just have that handed to you again, and that's where like the nostalgia factor really came back, and seeing all those cards again. So I luckily stumbled upon some of my old vintage cards, and I'm sitting on those right now.
Nice, that's awesome. And I think a lot of people too, after yesterday's live stream with Logan, I mean, you know, he has 22-something million followers. A lot of people were digging in their old shoe boxes and looking for those old cards. We actually have Gary that popped in to the live stream. So what's going on, Gary? He said, I texted Logan during the live stream about the Bulbasaur price, but he didn't see it until after. What did you end up quoting him a price of what you thought the Bulbasaur was worth? Because as mentioned earlier, I stand by that $30,000 price being absolutely ridiculous. It just makes no sense to me. I think it opened a lot of eyes yesterday and a lot of confusion in the market. I mean, he was basically saying that he quoted yesterday a Venusaur for $30,000, which, you know, give or take, that's pretty accurate. And then the Bulbasaur to be right there with it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I sent him a screenshot of closed ones. What do you mean by closed ones there, Gary? And like the comics, reasons is valuable, less printed. That was getting jilly with it. 4 to 5K. Yeah, that's exactly what I have. So on my list there, Gary, I have a Pikachu at $3,000 to $4,000. I have a Charmander $3,000 to $5,000. I have a Squirtle $3,000 to $4,000, and I would have said the same thing. Probably about $3,000 to $4,000. In my personal opinion, would have been the Bulbasaur. And you say 4 to 5K, which is still somewhere around that range. $30,000 is just blasphemy. And I think Gary, reach out to Guru and maybe have him set the prices back to reality, because it's absolutely crazy. And I'm not going to be surprised, right? Sauce, we're not going to be surprised if we go on eBay. I should pull it up now. I'm going to find Bulbasaurs on their first edition in the
Well
next
over
week or
4,000.
two or month, ungraded for probably about 15, and we're going to see Bulbasaurs on there for $30,000 at a PSA 10.
100%.
Soon.
There's no doubt.
Very soon. And eventually, when those cards sit there for a year and don't get purchased, you might have that one that's purchased, which would be absolutely crazy, right? Somebody that had the money and means to do it. But other than that, they're going to sit there forever, and then they're going to go back to the realistic price of what they should be in the market. Yeah. He's sad it's taken away from the story. I'm sure he's sad it's taken away from the story, but man, I'm sure it was causing a collector's frenzy. I mean, yesterday's opening was the topic of discussion. A lot of people were looking forward to it since morning, and when it went live, people were doing screenshots and posting on Instagram, and it was a heck of experience. It was a heck of experience, and overall, I was happy with what happened. What do you think, Sauce?
Yeah, you touched on it before. Obviously, anything that's in regards to getting some major funds to a charity, especially like a really important charity, awesome. You mentioned like the genuine feeling of it. I think that you're 100% correct on that. I really think if anyone was to open up, like anyone that loved Pokemon when they were a kid, if they were to open up those base sets again, would have that same like joyous reaction of that nostalgia, especially if you're going to pull something like a Blastoise or a Charizard or something. It's just going to like spark fireworks regardless of if you're if you have a love for Pokemon now or not. You're still going to get that like incredible joyous reaction. So that there were some good things out of it, but there were definitely some negative things. But
I mean the only negativity that I really saw was the inaccurate prices. That's the only thing that I saw out of it was just that. Was just not.
And we will see if it's like a true like negative result out of it, or if it's just going to fizzle out. But that's with time to come. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I mean, and I meant to bring this up earlier too. When he mentioned he had pulled a Bulbasaur before and then pulled a Raichu right after. The Raichu never got priced because everybody was still freaking out about a $30,000 Bulbasaur. So I have Raichu here as one of the cards that were opened, that were pulled, and I have question marks next to it because we didn't have a price from them. So at least Raichu, if you're a Raichu fan out there, you're still probably going to see at regular market price. It's not going to skyrocket because it never got mentioned on his podcast what that price was from the guru, if you will. But
the Bulbasaur.
So guys, I'm going to go ahead and try to catch up on the chat too. We're actually going to go ahead and kind of switch it up a little bit here on the back end. We're going to find a little bit about Sauce, what his channel is all about, what brought him into Pokemon. And he's already rocking the belt. And he's also has a Taco Bell shirt behind him, or he's wearing right now, because I have the same shirt. It's absolutely amazing. It's a fire shirt.
Rob, I was sipping on the Baja the entire time.
There it is, man. You can't go wrong with the Baja. I did my Pokemon keg, and I was sipping on a Coke, and God, man, that stuff will get you if you're not careful. But dude. So let's talk about your Poketubing experience. So you started about a year ago, give or take.
Sword and Shield base. I said I really got it into it. Yeah. I just we were at Walmart one day, and I was just like, I'm gonna buy a pack. And that pack turned into, the hundreds and hundreds of dollars that I spent like pouring. You do it the same thing. And yeah, I re-fell in love with it. I loved Pokemon so much as a kid. It was such a staple, and I just rekindled that flame. And I was like, I want to do the YouTube thing. And it's a passion. I truly love it. The community, it's so awesome. It's so like close knit. Like especially like the smaller channels, like everyone knows each other. Like like the bigger guys don't really know who we are, but we all know who each other are, and it's like it's a really warm community. Everyone's super awesome, so it makes it that much easier to get into it because everyone's so great. But yeah, currently I'm actually giving away an ETB for Champions Path, so if you're interested, run to the channel and definitely take a look at that. Super simple way to win it. I know a lot of people are having an extremely difficult time finding the ETBs. Rob, you and myself, we're blessed enough to get things like through distributors. So like we have the opportunity to just get as much as we would need. But if you're in need of an ETB, definitely give that a look for sure.
No doubt. Dude, you said that some of the bigger PokeTubers don't watch or are involved. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised of how many larger PokeTubers are actually watching videos, but they don't comment. And I think there's a big reason they don't comment. And it's because they don't want to take the shine away from the person that's actually doing it, right? If you have, let's say Leonhard pop into your thing, it's going to be everything about Leonhard in the chat. It's not going to be about your video. It's not going to be about you.
Definitely.
So I think that's a huge thing to do. Every once in a while, they will say something.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised that a lot of them do actually pop in for videos and are subscribed to smaller channels than you might think. But
yeah, I know Nate's actually very involved.
Yeah, 100%.
He's very involved, and that dude is like, he is one super genuine guy.
Yeah,
like that whole his whole outlook on positivity, that's not you could tell it is completely genuine.
Yeah,
he's truly awesome.
Yeah, and just talking through him through the Pokecast, and even after the Pokecast for a little bit, and messaging here now and then. Yeah, just truly genuine. That's how he is. What you see on what you see on camera is just what he is as a person, and that's super genuine. And I like to meet people like that. And you yourself, I mean, just like you are in your videos, you're being genuine, just like yourself, and that's what's 100%. Really important to me. Yeah. I don't like to to act differently in my videos than I do in person. Just just being genuine is the key to do it. So I found a fun fact about you a week ago from Yizzy. Me and him were talking, and I told him that you were going to be on the podcast. And he said that all of your stuffed animals back there actually came from online crane games. I want to talk about that, man. I don't think a lot of people in here know about stuff like that. And I think it's absolutely interesting. I've actually done one. So I'm experienced. I'm not a professional, but I'm experienced in this. And everything you see back there, right, for the most part, almost 90% of it will be one from an online crane game.
There's one thing back there that is not from an online crane game. And I feel so bad. If my fiance's she might be watching in the living room right now. if she is watching, I'm so sorry. To my left, off camera, I probably have close to 600 plushies that are not displayed because I don't have the room for it right now.
Oh man.
We're gonna be buying a house soon, and I'm going to have an entire area for the studio. And all of it is from crane games. I have totes and totes and totes stacked up. So Tariba is a very popular one. I have mastered winning multiple prizes all for free with the free plays that you get.
Yeah,
it's just studying the actual cranes itself. Sniping is a big part of it, just because obviously they want you to pour money into the app, right?
Of course.
That's the catch. But if you just look through each one, there are prizes that are just left there that are winnable in one turn, and that's what I do. Every day I get 2 plays, I do that, and I literally have probably retail value probably close to $15,000 in plushies. Because a lot of these plush from Tariba specifically, it's all plushies that you would find in the Pokemon centers over there.
Yeah,
those superstores, and a lot of them are $60 plushies.
Yeah,
and I have hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of them, and
that's crazy.
I cannot wait to get my own full space where you could see the entire room, because it is going to look absolutely ridiculous. It's all one for free.
That's freaking awesome. So, $15,000 you say in plushies. How much do you think you've actually spent playing them? They're $1 or $2, right? They go by tokens, don't they?
It's if you are to actually put money into it, it could get extremely expensive. And I know there's a lot of people that put thousands of dollars into it and don't really get that return. I've probably over the course of I started doing it once I started getting into Pokemon again. I started with none of the plushies, and then someone told me about it, and I mastered it kind of. I probably spent $150.
Wow, that's crazy.
In a year's time, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Not in the sense of that's a lot of money. That's crazy because you've gotten $15,000 worth of plushies and basically sniped all of them and made out in the end. And I'm actually going to do. I've been planning on doing it for a while.
like I wanted to like make the video like the largest Tariba crane game unboxing ever, and I want to show everyone what I actually have. I don't want to like adjust my camera or anything, but I'm talking like totes on totes on totes on totes stacked. Like, yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome, dude. Yeah, Yizzy told me about it, and I was like, what? I need to get more details out of this man about this stuff, because that's, I've tried it personally before, and it was one of those, to me, it was one of those like, oh, try this for 5 times or so.
Yeah.
And once you don't get it, you're gonna have to buy tokens. And obviously I didn't win because I didn't experience that whole thing.
That's how I did like the 5 free plays thing, and like down the shore, like on the boardwalk or something. I've always been really good at the crane game, so I wanted to give it a shot, and I won like a giant like Snorlax thing on my first attempt. I was like, yeah, I could easily like just all these things, and that's what I did. Yeah, and then now I have way too many plushies.
So so let's say you win something, right? You win one of these plushies, these Pokemon plushies. What's the process as far as obtaining one? Do you have to just put in do you have to put any like credit card information? Do you have to put in your address? Like, how does obtaining the plushie work from these companies?
You put in your address. Originally, like before like the whole pandemic thing, it would take a couple weeks. Now it's a much longer process. But yeah, you can either pay for shipping, which is actually outrageously expensive because it's shipping from Japan to America.
That was my next question.
Extremely expensive. Once a week, you could ship as many things as you want for free. And that's what I do. So I just like store prizes, and then once that week's time has come up, ship them out. And I just get these huge boxes of plushies sent to me. I have hundreds now, and I have probably close to 100 that are still in the shipping process coming.
That's crazy.
Insane. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
That's awesome, though. I mean, heck, if you're good at it, why not keep doing it and accumulate?
No, yeah, and I have a lot of like doubles that I plan on like selling, because like I'll like go through them, and if there's nothing that I like, nothing new that I want to win, I'll just like go snipe a double that I already have. So I have like a good amount of them that I'm just gonna like sell. Yeah. And try to get some money for the channel to like keep going, obviously. But yeah, I have way too many. Way more than a 29-year-old man should probably have.
Nothing wrong with it. I actually saw like a picture of these actual warehouses that have these crane things, and just wires everywhere, and just cranes next to cranes with like a little camera on the front of it, and just and then you control it from your phone, right? You do it from your phone or your computer. Phone, yeah, and you just control it from your phone, man. And I would have never freaking thought. I think I had was like a sponsored ad that I got on Facebook or something like that, and I 9 out of 10 times don't click on it. That one time I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try this out, and downloaded the app and tried it. Failed, and I was like, all right, well, I'm not gonna dump money into this right now. Like, I obviously suck. And my first opinion to that was like, all right, this is gonna be a scam for me in the end. It's not gonna work out. And then after thinking about that, not 2 months later, this Yizzy hit me up, and he's like, hey. Yeah, Sauce, he does like these, vending machine things, and all the plushies you see, he's won. I was like, whoa. So, like, this is like, you could really win this stuff. Like, you're not just dumping a bunch of money into it and not getting a return of something in the end.
I am living proof. And after the cast, I'll send you like some of my, because you actually they store all of your winning videos, so you could like go back and like actually. Like, I do this, like I strategize like based on other people's wins. I'll like keep a mental note of it, like for the machine. I'll go in, win it in 2 turns, bang, done. Like I'll show you. I'll send you some pictures of the actual totes that I have with everything, and then I'll show you some like the replays that I have stored.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah. No,
so it's easy you mentioned moving. So what's the next step for the channel? How's that moving process going to go for you? Are we going to see any delay in your videos, or are you going to try to just kind of do a in the kitchen kind of video just to get some content out there? So what's that process going to look like for you?
No, so me and my fiance were actually getting married, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan on how it's supposed to go, in February of 2021. After we get married, then the whole process would actually start with us looking and then closing and then whatnot. So I'm not in the moving process yet. I just have a ton of stuff that needs to be displayed when that actually happens. So nothing's gonna happen until next year for sure. But things are gonna go normal time frame for videos to come out and stuff like that. Nothing pressing yet to be changed.
So what's the next move for Sauce McGavin? What is the next move for your channel? What are you striving out to accomplish here with oh my god, I'm gonna mumble the whole time. What I'm basically asking is with this research into Pokemon and all this Logan Pauls stuff and whatnot. Obviously, there's going to be a big thing in YouTube, right? A lot of people are going to be researching Pokemon, which is going to actually be great for a lot of PokeTubers out there. I think, in my opinion. What's the next move for Sauce to go ahead and promote your brand out there in the Pokemon community?
You see, like, what a lot of people don't realize right now that are like watching the Pokecast live, they're actually watching history in the making as we speak, because they don't know it yet. I know it, and you know it, but we are the future, Rob.
That's true.
Rob Mob, you're growing fast. You just hit a K. Congratulations to you, by the way.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I'm currently going to hit the pavement hard for that road to 1K as well. And it's just going to be putting out content consistently, quality content, stuff that I'm proud of. Keep doing what I'm doing. Love it. Stay in love with it. Be happy with it. And I'm the champ, baby. I got to do champ things,
I hear you on that, man. I hear you on that. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a grind, especially, as a smaller channel. You just don't get sucked into an algorithm or YouTube or get any, there's very rare cases that does happen to people. I can tell you that 99.9% of people don't get that experience, right? Of just going completely viral and then them being a thing. Of course. It's a grind. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of self-promotion. It's a lot of Instagram. It's a lot of Twitter. It's a lot of reaching out to other people in the community. It's a lot of giving help, giving information, and just, promoting yourself. But as long as you're enjoying doing that and it's not a burden on you and it doesn't excite you, then it's not for you. But it's something that you seem like you love to do. And, you reached out to me a while back ago. We talked about doing the podcast. I said, yeah, for sure. We'll have you on. And it's just little things like that to help build the brand along the way. And you got to love what you do. You definitely got to love what you do. And you seem like an individual that absolutely loves what you do. And, dude, I'm looking forward to more and more of Sauce in the future.
Can't wait.
So, but another question that I did have for you is,
sure,
what are you thinking about Champion's Path right now? What is your opinion on it and what's going on right now? I'm very opinionated on it. I posted a video the other day about it. I'm very opinionated on Champion's Path. What do you think about it and the scalping, the selling, the limited quantity, and the reprints?
Man, if I'm being completely honest with you, like I will do whatever's hot, right? And I'll still enjoy it. Like I enjoy opening up any pack, whether it's from Steam Siege, which gets a lot of flack.
Oh,
I'll still enjoy opening it because it's Pokemon.
Yeah.
But in my honest opinion, Champion's Path is such like a flash in the pan kind of thing. There's not much to the set, in my opinion. I don't know if I offend any people on their favorite Pokemon or anything, but it's just the Charizards or bust. The scalping's insane. I feel terrible for people who are actually paying $100+ for an ETB. I think that's so insanely wild. Hidden Fates is always going to be like my champion. Like that set is so insanely unique. It's so cool. But Champion's Path it doesn't even come close in comparison to Hidden Fates. We both hit the Charizards. I hit the Charizard extremely early. I got it on before the set even released. I had it. It was like in the first video I did. Do you have two now?
Yeah, two.
You got
two
your second one. So like, besides the Rainbow Charizard, there's nothing like. Obviously, I want a Master Set, but there's nothing really that excites me in Champion's Path.
Yeah. Hidden
Fates, it's just like you get a shiny and you're happy.
Yeah.
Like it's such a cool set. But yeah, Champion's Path, very flash in the pan to me.
It is. Champion's Path, it's just going to be one of those sets. I mean, if it wasn't for the Charizard, and you brought up Steam Siege, it'd be equivalent to Steam Siege if it wasn't for the two Charizards.
I'm hard on Steam Siege.
The scalping has been an issue with Champions Path, and it's funny because I brought up Izzy earlier, but I'll bring him up again because he told me about a story where he went to Walmart and there was individuals looking for Champions Path, and I kid you not, he told me that they passed up on Hidden Fates tins. As rarely as we see them on the shelves, they passed up on the Hidden Fates tins and said, "There's nothing here. There's nothing here for purchase, right? There's no good product out here." That just goes to show you the amount of, as we talked about the Logan Paul and the Gary V and all that, the influence. It just goes to show you that a lot of these individuals that are coming into the game absolutely have no idea what they're doing and have no, what's the word I'm looking for? No reason to really want to do their research and find out what they can and cannot make, right? They're just going to go with like you said, the hottest product, the hottest trend. They're going to go ahead and pick it up, and they're going to try to make a quick buck, which actually sucks for a lot of people that really just want the set to open up and pull a Charizard.
So bad.
And it's difficult to see, and it's difficult to hear about, and it's just going to happen, I mean, listen, I don't care if you were to go out and see 10 Elite Trainer boxes on the shelf, right? And you were to buy them all because in the end you were going to take them all and you were going to open up anyway and enjoy it, right? I hate to see somebody go and buy 10 boxes of it and then sell it for $100 though. That's a huge no in my book. It's not fair.
Yeah, I actually have a funny. It's funny now when I think about it. At the time it happened to me, I was so like my mind was so boggled. I was so caught off guard. I go to Walmart the day that the Sir Chester the pin set come out, the double, and I went there early in the morning, and there was like 2 guys in line. I'm like, these guys are definitely here to buy Pokemon cards. So the doors open, and we took 2 different routes to the place where we store the Pokemon cards at our Walmart, and their route was blocked off. So I got there first, and in my head, I'm like, okay, I definitely know these guys are like coming to buy Pokemon cards. Let me not be that guy and let them get something, right? So I take the 2 pin sets that I need, right? Wasn't done shopping, but they get to me and I go, hey, I didn't want to be that guy. I wanted to let you guys, get some stuff. And the guy looks at me and he goes, it's a dog eat dog world. And they literally, both of them, take everything. The Hidden Fates, like, they kind of like block me off. And I'm just so taken aback by it. Like, I'm just in shock. And they just walk away with every single Champions Path or Hidden Fates thing. And I'm like, man, people are terrible.
Yeah.
These guys are definitely looking to like flip.
Yeah, and, 100%.
So caught off guard, but that's the world we live in, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I mean, if there's 2 of them, you got to think, I mean, yeah, sure, they're making a couple $100, let's say, off of it, right? All said and done, a piece maybe. But is it really worth it being that kind of a person to just make a couple $100 to go out and do someone dirty like that? Like, I mean, obviously they don't know you have a channel. Obviously they don't know that you open Pokemon product and that you actually wanted. They probably thought that you were scalping yourself.
I'm doing the same thing.
They were doing, right? So they don't know that, but those kind of individuals that don't even ask questions, just go out and do something like that without asking, like, hey, what are you looking for? Why are you looking for? They just try to spark a conversation. Readily makes me believe that if there was a 10-year-old standing in line wanting a Champions Path thing, they would have done the same thing. And that really is disappointing and something that we don't want to see in Pokemon. And, although, we're getting a bunch of notoriety in Pokemon, prices are going through the roof. Everybody's joining. Everybody wants a piece of the puzzle, or a piece of the pie, I should say. And it's not all good, right? It's not all good. We're getting more notoriety, but we're also seeing prices influx, and we're seeing things not being readily available. And a lot of disappointed people. And like I brought up in my other video the other day, I think Pokemon is going to start stocking these shelves, and they're going to be stocking it big time, and they're going to flood these shelves and make product readily available for the collectors out there, and they're going to go ahead and try to combat the scalper market and see if they can, make their consumer happy, not, scraping at the shelves trying to find a little piece of something.
I don't know if you saw this. A couple people had put it on Instagram. Target's implementing a 1 Pokemon item per person rule.
Yeah.
Not that that's the way, like, obviously it's the way to combat it a little bit. But even, like, if I wanted to buy like 2 ETBs, like that stops it. And like it's just a terrible situation
Yeah,
caused by really not so like really terrible people. Like,
yeah,
it's a shame. It really is.
yeah, it is. It is. And you know, Poker Charles the other day brought that up in his live too, and he said he wanted to buy a few items. He didn't want to buy everything. No, it wasn't even him. It was a guy that he met out there, and there was like 5 ETBs, and he wanted to buy 2. And when he went to go cash out, the guy that he saw trying to cash out, because you know Pokemon has that weird section where there's a line that you can cash out to right next to it, right?
Yeah.
So he was in one of those scenarios, so he kind of overheard the whole situation kind of unfolding in front of him. And the guy was like, "Well, you can only buy 1." And he's like, "What do you mean I can only buy 1?" He said, "Well, look at the sign." And the sign was made out of Microsoft Word, you know, that somebody made up in the back office, said 1 per customer. That's technically not under the policy of Walmart, you know. You don't really have to abide by that, I guess. But it's just one of those situations where that guy was just wanting 2 ATBs to actually open, not to go ahead and flip. He actually left some on the shelves. And I think it's one of those tooth and nail fight, you know, kind of is it right, is it wrong situations. Yeah, it could do some good, but it also could be very unfair to, you know, individuals. So you're saying that if I go in there and I buy a little mini Galar tin, that's all I can have? Yeah. You know, I can't buy another booster pack along with it? Like, it doesn't really make sense. Like, where is the fine line and where is the description and detail as far as that goes?
Yeah.
But let me catch up on some of this chat real quick, Sauce, if you don't mind. I want to go ahead and acknowledge some of the people that we have in here or had in here. I know TCGC has been here for a while. We got Getting Jiggly with It. What's going on, dude? We have Zay in here. We got Yizzy. We got Just Poking Fun. We got Hector hanging out. We got a bunch of you guys hanging out here. We got Rykicks hanging out. We got Pokey Kobe, Lucky Luke. Man, you guys are in here heavy. And I'm sorry that we haven't been paying attention too much to the chat at all. It's just been one of those conversations where I wanted to crunch some numbers. I wanted to go ahead and talk some facts in there and what I personally saw from yesterday's experience. And yeah, it's just been a crazy, crazy time. Did you want to open anything?
Yeah, I have a couple Champions Path if you want to do some Champions Path.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down to go ahead and crack a box. I got a double box over here that I'd definitely be willing to open. And
I want to see you get Charizard number 3.
What was that?
I want to be here for Charizard number 3. So let's do it.
Well, hopefully it's the VMAX one. I mean, I'm not going to say no. Don't give me a shiny Charizard.
Yeah, of course,
you know,
of course.
Pinch my arm, why don't you? But I do want that VMAX one here eventually. And we got Retro RPG in here, Retro Poke Gamer, hanging out over here. So quite a few individuals in here. And I appreciate all of you guys hanging out with me. And Sauce over here. I know this is an earlier Pokecast. I typically go at 6. And if you're not subscribed to Sauce McGavin, make sure you check his channel out. I think I have the description or the link to his channel in the description below. If not, just click on his name and head on over there. Are you watching the live stream too, as well? The chat?
I'm not, no.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, just go and go to his channel, Sauce McGavin. Subscribe right now. I want to see viewers drop, and I want you guys to go over there and give him all the support. He's going to be putting out some fire content out there, guys. So let's give him all the support we can from the Rob Mob. But what do you got over there? You said you got a few pins that you want to go ahead and crack open?
No, I just cracked open an ETB, and I was going to just do 5.
Okay, I'm down. I'm going to go ahead and crack open a double box. I'm not going to switch cameras over yet. These things, what do you think about the packaging of the double box? Let's talk about that.
I actually love the packaging for every single chance. That's the one thing they definitely got right.
Yes.
Like the ETB is so slick. Like I love the like the simplicity of it with the shiny Zard. I think the double box is awesome. They did a great job with the packaging.
They did. Sure. They really did. And another thing that I think they did a great job of is being able to open the box. It's almost impossible. But I love it because I have seen so many of those Hidden Fates boxes be opened, repackaged, and sent back to the store, and people getting done dirty. That if you're trying to get into a box, these double boxes have been impossible to open up clean. And I think it's one of those things where it's going to be impossible to reseal. And kudos out to Pokemon for putting some extra glue on our boxes.
Yeah, I've got done dirty before for a couple of reseals. I've actually bought like resealed booster packs
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking
No
about
co-
like the flip backs, right? Like the
Yeah.
click backs? Yeah,
Yes.
those are super easy to reseal now.
Yeah. And like I was just like I went to the customer service people who they did give me a refund actually.
Uh-huh.
Like I went back because even if it's like $4, it's still like the principle of the thing. And I was like, that's a terrible policy. I was like, no collection based item that you open up and it's randomized goods
Yeah.
should ever be able to be returned.
Yeah.
Like it's such a ridiculous policy. And like that, like I've opened up resealed where like there was like no like reverse hollow. Like it was just like commons, no code card. I was like, man, they didn't even give me the used code card. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's absolutely freaking nuts, man. And I think Pokemon is trying to shy away from those snapbacks in the individual blisters now because of that reason. They're easy to snap back, take the booster pack out, take out the packs. You don't even have to seal the pack correctly, right? You just put some cards in and then just glue the back end of that cardboard, stick it back together, and boom, you return the product.
Super easy.
You mentioned the return policy. I know Target started doing a no return policy as well, or it might have been just
that's good.
And I think that's very good. Now there's still going to be product out there that people are going to find that are resealed, and unfortunately, they're not going to be able to return it with that new no return policy.
Yeah.
But in the long run, I think it's going to help us out a lot because I think it's a very unfair thing to be happening to a lot of individuals. And down in the future here, I will be doing like a resealed video, maybe like next week or two ago, and kind of just rant about it a little bit because it's just one of those things, man, that's unfair, and we got to watch out on eBay and in stores and Walmart, Target, everywhere you go because this stuff's not cheap, sometimes. And sometimes we buy in like bigger bulk. We'll buy $60 worth of product, and if it's all resealed, that's a heavy hit to our wallets. It's not like we're getting anything back out of this. We're doing it for fun. We're doing it for content and enjoyment. So it's really a blow to have to deal with something like that.
Like that's a scary part about like the Champions Path like ETBs that like are going for like 100 plus. Like those could be easily resealed.
Yeah.
Easily reshrinked. The packs could be weighed apparently in this set. Like I see like a ton of people like selling like loose packs. It's like I can't actually come to terms with actually doing it.
Yeah.
I'd love to. I'd love to buy a couple loose packs just like throw into like a video or something.
Yeah.
But there's just like such a heavy chance that they were weighed or resealed.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. And what I really don't like is they do it every holiday set. They do it every single holiday set, but all they do is they throw in these white code cards in there.
Yeah.
Now, in the chat, guys, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I have this down to a science for a while now. Obviously, we know that a white code card it's going to be a hit, right? And if we get a green, it's just going to be non-holographic rare. The reason they did that is they made the green code cards thicker because it's supposed to combat the weight of the hit pack having the extra hollow foil on there. So essentially, the white code cards are thinner and the green packs are thicker, which changes the weight and will make both packs almost the same way, and you can't tell which one is going to be a good one and which is going to be a bad one. Now, with collector sets and these 3.5 sets, they just throw in white codes in there. And that's where the weighing capability chances make it higher to determine because these white code cards. And on top of that, with Hidden Fates, it was a little bit harder because we had reverse hollows and we also had the reverse shinies and then the hollows. So like weights were everywhere. So it's still hard to determine. But with these, we know that every single pack comes with a hollow. We know every single pack comes with a reverse hollow. And then we know that every single pack will also come with that hit. So essentially the hit should weigh a little bit more than a holographic, correct?
Correct.
So, anyways, yeah, you're right with the weighing of the packs and being weary of Champions Path. I'm totally on board with that. Now, I know a lot of people have been saying it's impossible to potentially weigh, but I think you had the right tools you could potentially do that. And, I don't know, just my opinion.
I think it's possible.
Yeah, I think so
if you
too.
have like a super high
I've
accurate
Burning
scale.
Shadows before, which had white code card but no hit. Yeah, so Zay, so with that, there's Cosmic Eclipse packs out there too. I've opened Cosmic Eclipse pack that had green code cards that were actually hits. It's just a confusion in the printing, and when they pack the packs, when they fill the packs up, they got confusion in that process and put up, the wrong codes in the wrong areas is what really happened. Need my boy Sauce to get that Rainbow VMAX Zardy, dude. I'm hoping for the best. So, Sauce, the rumor around the street is that anybody that comes to my podcast pulls a Charizard. I think I'm 3 out of 5 on that one. So 3 have done it and 2 have not. So let's see if you can keep that odds still high or whether we're gonna break even here.
You're gonna make me open up everything right now.
Yeah. Next thing you know, 14 ETBs later, $1,000 later.
You want to kick it off?
Yeah, sure. I'll switch it over.
Awesome.
I'll crack open some of these. I think I'm a little bit delayed on here, but I don't feel like refreshing my my phone cam here. But yeah, that shiny Zard, man. I feel bad for Jay's Toys and More. I know they're probably still in here hanging out, and when I pulled that, I was like, wow. I didn't even know what to say. Like, I had to just look over at them, or at the camera, I should say, and just be like, yeah, you guys lost. You know, unless you pull the Charizard, you guys lost. I honestly didn't even know how to react at that point because it's the last thing I expected. I don't know about you, but my Charizard luck has been absolutely terrible. I rarely pull one if I do, so the fact that this happened with this set and I pulled 2 already in the shiny form was mind-blowing to me. I didn't expect to happen to have that, you know, to me again. So
I pulled the VMAX in the Dark Display, just one. I haven't opened up much of it, but I definitely pulled one in that. I pulled one instantly, the shiny in this set. Yeah. But I was so like pumped to see you pull the second one,
dude.
The people you were battling, like a kid's a part of that channel, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, man, I had to do a kid dirty like that.
Yeah, it was. I felt so bad after like editing. I was like, oh man. I'm like, dang, dude. I know they're gonna put their all in their video. You know, they do a lot of. They put a lot of stuff in their videos and really are cinematic in what they do.
Yeah.
And you know, I was expecting all that. I was like, dang, and they're gonna get to the cards and they're gonna try to go ahead and battle it out, and it's just not gonna work out.
It would have been sick if they pulled the Zard and like even the odds.
Yeah, that's what I said in the video too. I was like, well, if they pull the Zard, I guess we'll be like even mono again, and we'll have to go to the next best card. But that would have been crazy though. I would have loved to see that happen. But me personally, I don't know about you, but I'm only. I think you said you didn't open that much. I'm only a little less than 100 packs in. I think this might get me over that 100 pack mark, which is absolutely really good to me. For me.
I have not opened up a lot. I definitely haven't opened up 100 yet.
Yeah, that's so that's pretty good. I know Yizzy is in here. He's hanging out, and he's probably close to 200 at this point after his lives. He's went in on some Champion's Path, and I feel so bad for the guy.
His time will come.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Have you noticed a lot of Charizards being pulled from this set? Do you think it's kind of flooded? Do you think it's, you know, a little bit more difficult to get? What's your opinion on the pull ratios?
I follow a lot of people on Instagram, so like I feel like I see a lot on Instagram. To say it's flooded, I can't really make that assumption. Yeah. I see a lot on Instagram though, so I see a lot more of the shiny Charizards than I do the rainbow though. I don't know about you.
Yeah, same. I haven't seen a lot of the VMAXs, but I have seen a lot more of the shinies as well. I think it's going to be interesting to finally get a population report, and so we can justify really how much and what is in the set. I think I flashed here a little bit. This is my 4th pack out of the double box. I think we're going to get something out of here.
Yeah, here we go.
Hey, there it is. Okay. We got a Galarian Cursola. Dude, I butcher names like it's no tomorrow. Cursola. Galarian Cursola.
I was there on the live when you were trying to pronounce Gardevoir.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to say anything. Gardevoir. I was like, I'm gonna let it ride. I'm gonna see if anyone else has anything.
Dude, I'm absolutely brutal with Pokemon names, but you know, I try my best. I actually do sit there sometimes and if I'm editing or something, you know, and I'm like, dang, dude, I mispronounced that. Like, that really sucked. I was like, I need to work on it, you know. So I'll sit there and I'll edit, and I'll be like Gardevoir.
In the live, you were putting that nice like French mustard on it. You're like, Gardevoir.
Big facts. You really got to think about it, right? At least for me. You know, I always say, I feel like I say every stream, but I always talk like I have marbles in my mouth, and sometimes I talk too fast. Sometimes I run over another word at the same time, and So yeah, so it really
It's all
really,
live though.
it is what it is, right? It's who I am, and I can't change who I am. It's just, you know.
All right, let me see if I can make it. What was it? What would it be? 4 for 6 if I was to pull a Charizard?
Yeah, 4 for 6.
No pressure, right?
No pressure.
Let me know if you could. If not, I'll put it in the comment. Is that clear or no?
Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that looks good. I think they will be able to figure it out. And then worst case scenario, if you pull something good, we're gonna get you on the actually, no, let's get you on the full cam action here.
Whoa. There we go.
I got Rob, do you have any 30k Bulbasaurs? I do not have any 30k Bulbasaurs.
I'm about to start investing though.
Yeah, maybe I have 30k in bulk Bulbasaurs, but that's pretty much that's pretty much all I got. So as the record button comes on, the thought goes away. I forget everything. Yeah, same here. Same here. Sometimes, you know, I'll study a Pokemon's name for the last hour, and or even before a video, and then next thing you know, I'm still gonna go back to my old ways.
Rob, what card haunts you in this set? Because it's Altaria for me.
Yeah, it's been Altaria in the beginning. In the beginning, when I first started opening. Now it's just been Machamp. It's been hashtag Machamp Army.
Yeah, you're the Machampion.
Yeah.
I win that term for you.
The Machampion. The Machampion. Pogo Dad said, want to trade Shiny V for an SV49. Ironically enough, Pogo Dad, I actually have gotten that offer too. I think Stacks TV gave me that offer. And I am declining that offer for one sole reason. If you guys were there for my first Charizard pull, that's a sentimental card for me. And it's going to get graded even. Hey, there you go. You got a little hit there.
There you go. There you go.
It's a sentimental card to me, so I'm going to get it graded no matter what, even if it got a 5. And so now the other Shiny V Charizard that I got is going to be my binder card for the Master Set. But if I pull another one, then we're open to lots of Charizard trading discussion, 100%. But
how was the second one? It's better than the first one?
No, it's actually a little bit off left to right. I think my first one actually has a better shot of getting that potential maybe 10. Yeah, but I see it getting a 9. But the other one, well, yeah, it would have been a 9 as well. So, yeah, it's really, it was a weird story, Sauce. It's a really weird one because I was talking to Yizzy about an hour before that video, and we were actually talking about, you know, him not pulling the shiny Charizard. Yeah. And how I was like, well, I'd like to pull a second one because that one is obviously sentimental to me. And I want to have one for the binder because I'm getting that one graded no matter what. And I don't know about you, but for me, if I have a Master Set and there's a blank spot on there, it drives me bananas.
Bothers me. Yeah, it does.
And I had that with my Hidden Fates, right? Because I'm never going to buy the shiny Charizard. I'm trying to pull it from Hidden Fates. So now I lost my track of thought here. But so I told Izzy, I was like, yeah, dude, I'd love to go ahead and have a second one. It'd be great if I could. Hey, there you go. Nice fairy energy. I'll take that. Oh. That's still not bad, dude. The fairy energies, I think they're going to be pretty valuable just because they're not going to make them anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
And a reverse hollow. I think those are going to be quality. That's a quality hit. So, yeah. And long story short, I told him, I was like, man, that'd be cool if I really got a second one. And then as I'm recording the video and I'm doing it, I actually am bringing the topic up about my recent conversation, right?
Wow.
And then 5 seconds into bringing the topic up, as I'm pulling the pack, the shiny V Charizard comes out. And I'm like, wow, what are the odds, you know?
That's wild.
And I couldn't even explain it good enough in the video because I'm still in shock of actually just pulling the card. So I'm just trying to collect my thoughts as we went. But I was super happy with it. Super happy with it. You got to have a hit in there, man. You got to. I mean, this is coming from an ETB. How does that Charizard look from there?
I'm doing the. I'm opening up the last 5. I'm not being that guy. I'm not adding to the statistic where I'm not getting a Charizard. I'm getting the last 5. There's got to be something.
If you're opening the last 5, I'll open. I'll open 4 more to go ahead and.
The belt's got to come off. Now I'm getting frustrated.
Dude, that belt is awesome, man.
We're getting serious.
I'm super highly jealous, and I want one myself now. But you know, that's your thing. I would never steal somebody else's thunder. And Maybe I'll get one in the future, but it'll just be somewhere hidden and on my wall, and no one will ever see it ever.
Yeah, I was like, because I was saying like the Pokemon Internet Champion thing for like some time.
Yeah,
And I'm like, man, I designed the belt too.
that's awesome.
Like, I came up with everything, and I'm like, man, I really need to get this made. Like, I need like something to like hold up. Like, I can't just say it. I love the way it turned out though.
Yeah,
Absolutely
dude, it's absolutely immaculate. It's great. I like the white with the red. It just freaking pops, man.
Yeah, I'm a huge wrestling fan, so I always wanted to like make my own championship.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was definitely the time where it needed to be done.
It looks good, I gotta say. It's really good. It's a great addition to your channel. How does that Charizard look from that set? Do you have that with you from that ETB?
I do. It's heavily like off centered in the back.
Is it?
Yeah.
So
But
I
it's
think
still,
I've opened
it was
about
still like an amazing thing for me. So like I'm not like too like strung up about it. Obviously, would love to pull a second one.
Ah. I think I have 5 or 6 now, maybe a little bit more. No, I think like 5 or 6. And out of 5 or 6, I think 1 potentially maybe a 10. And I want to get it graded because I like the colors on it. I think it pops. I think the full art on it looks absolutely amazing.
It's awesome.
So I definitely would like to get it graded, and I definitely want to see a 10 rather than a 9. You know, anybody does when they get anything graded.
Of course.
But yeah, it's actually still an expensive card. I mean, I'm still seeing that Charizard out of the ETBs go for $20.
Yeah, yeah, $18 to $20 is what I saw.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? I mean, it just goes to show you like the limited quantity of ETBs available and what people are willing to pay just to have that card.
A lot of them have like whiting issues too.
Yeah, but that's what I heard, but I have not experienced that myself. All of mine have been crisper on the edges, luckily.
No, the one that's in this ETB actually is like heavily whited.
Really?
Yeah.
What? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it looks like it looks really bad.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've gotten super lucky with mine. I haven't seen anybody whitening whatsoever. That's absolutely
that one in my first ETB were whited.
wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, I guess I've just got a lucky batch of ETBs. I mean, they all came pretty much out of the same case.
Yeah.
So I mean that might have a lot to do with it, you know, based on what sheet they came off of, if anything. If I send a full art Zard in for grading, in wrapper or out, I mean they're gonna take it out of the wrapper anyway if you send it in for grading. So I would definitely just take it out of the wrapper, put it into a penny sleeve, double penny sleeve if that's the thing you like to do, and then send it out in a card saver 1.
Do they accept it in the original wrapper?
You know, they might not even accept it in the original wrapper, right? Because they don't want to be the ones. Hey, you've got another hit. They don't want to be the ones that are responsible for, you know, ruining a card. Plus, they don't have that input from you directly too. Be like, hey, open up the wrapper. They don't know what to do with it. So yeah, either way, I would definitely open it, put it into the top loader, and get it sent out. I'm so sad right now. I just released like 10 years later. I threw out my first edition cards. What? Had a Squirtle. Oh man. Well, if the Squirtle was PSA 10, it would have been around 3 to 4. But you know, a lot of these older cards that we do find in collections, a lot of us were younger and we actually played with them. And you know, the reason the Squirtle goes for a $3,000 to $4,000 at a PSA 10 is because it's rare to find a non-played Squirtle. Oh, there it is. There's a hit.
There we go. We'll take
hey, it's better than nothing. You could have gotten another Al Creamy.
I need it for the Masters.
There you go.
Really happy with it.
There you go. We'll take that.
Got one more pack. Charizard's coming out. There's no doubt about it.
You know, I've seen Charizard. Both of them come out of the same ETB, so it's possible.
Yeah, I saw a guy pull the Rainbow Rare and the shiny in one ETB.
Yep. Yeah, and the same ETB. I saw the same video. It was pretty dang cool. But I forgot what I was talking about here. I was talking about the vintage cards. So maybe you can agree with me, Sauce. Like when we were younger and collecting Pokemon, we played with them because everyone wanted to play the game, not just collect, right?
Oh, yeah.
So especially the Squirtles and the Bulbasaurs and the Charmanders. Like, you wanted to, in the game, evolve your Charmander into a Charizard, your Squirtle into a Blastoise so you can beat the opponent. So those cards are heavily played, which is why at a PSA 10, I could see that Squirtle being a $3,000 to $4,000 card, especially at a first edition.
Definitely.
They're just heavily played card. We never thought that it was going to be what it is today.
Yeah, my cards were butchered.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, I guess I understood the value though of like certain cards because like touching back on when I said my mom found a bunch of my cards in her basement. Like they're not like they're old. Like they've taken like some wear and tear.
Yeah.
But like the Shining Charizard, the base set Charizard, everything of value for how old it is and like what it should have gone through since having it as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're in really, really good condition. But back to like those more common cards like the Bulbasaurs and the Squirtles, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Whitening all across, probably a million creases, like which is why they're valuable to this day at for what they are, for even a common, because we just don't see them as often. I mean, even unlimited base set Charizards, right? A PSA 4 and PSA 5 is still a few $100s, which is nuts now. We went from that being a potential $10 to $20 card to a few $100s. PSA 10 Charizard is looking at like, I think the last time I saw was like a couple grand for a PSA 10 unlimited Charizard. A 9 is a little bit about $500 off from that, and an 8 is pushing around the $800 to $900 range. It's Rob blowing up my ears. What are you talking about? You got some headphones in? I feel like I'm pretty good.
You're good on my end.
But all right, I'm gonna crack open this. See if I haven't had any luck with the double boxes. That second Charizard I pulled actually came out of a pin collection, so doubles actually they just have not been great for me. So I'm hoping this double box. Oh, I got some whitening on a card. That's not cool. Will work out for me a little bit here. Some VMAX 5s maybe. Ooh. Oh, dude, I'm flashing something big.
I told you I was gonna be here for you. I'm telling you, man.
I think it might be the hop. What do you guys think? I think it might be the hop. I think I'm flashing something good here. Maybe it was the trainer. Oh no, it's something good. Oh boy.
Come on, baby.
Oh boy,
Number
what do we think?
3.
What do we think, guys? I need some fire emojis in the chat. I need some good luck charms in the chat. And I need some predicaments predictions. I need some predictions in the chat. Let's go. What do we think?
Rob, I said it. I said I'm here for the third. I said that. Those words came out of my mouth.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, it's a Kabu. That's all right. We'll take. I don't have him for the master set. So all day, every day, I'll take them. Kind of like your suspicious food tin.
That's what I love about it, though. Like that excitement. That's such a beautiful Pokemon. Like,
dude, it's good. I would have lost my lid if it was the Zard.
Yeah,
but I'll take the combo, man. I'm happy with that. I need it for the master set. That's one goal of mine that I want to complete, and I want to pull it all because, the Charizard's gonna be expensive to get. It's still like a $500, $600 card. Plus, it just feels better, right, when you pull every single one of your cards.
Oh yeah, I prefer it heavily over.
And most of my hidden fates I've opened on the channel. I've actually pulled. There's probably maybe about 20% that I did not and I traded for, which I don't mind either. But the one card that I did say I was going to go ahead and pull is that Charizard. So, I don't know about you, but I'm stocking up on my hidden fates heavy so I can open up here in the future.
Yeah, actually, I just recorded an entire case of tins worth of hidden fates. No Charizard.
When's that video posting? Or has it posted already?
I posted my first. I'm doing like 3 tins of video. I posted the first 3 already, and that one actually had like the shiny Scizor full art, Glaceon full art shiny.
Is that the one that I tuned in for? I know. I think I tuned in for Hidden Fates episode 2 as well.
Yeah, it was that one.
Okay, that's what I thought. Hey, there it is.
There it is.
Water Energy. Last pack, guys. Last pack. And then I think we're just going to get some closing ceremonies going in. Once again, I appreciate every single one of you guys that are hanging out with us right now. Like I said, I know I usually go at 6, but there's things that got to be done sometimes. But definitely give Sauce McGavin a subscription. Give him some comments. Tell him that you know that you're coming from here, and watch his videos, man. He is just, he's as great as PokeTuber as we all are, and he's getting great content out there. He is the Pokemon Internet Champion, and you got
Let's go, man.
Yo, two hyper rare pulls out of this one double box. Nice.
I wasn't a fan of the double boxes until you.
Yeah, dude. And the reverse water energy.
There it is.
And the reverse water energy. That's crazy. That's freaking crazy. Rob 630 comes fast. I'm cooking pork belly as I watch this. Let's freaking go. So, double box, guys. We got the Dreadnought VMAX, and we got the Kabu Hyper Rare as well. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. We got a Suspicious Food Tin from you.
Yep.
So, a little bit, I mean, what? That was 10, 18 packs total, and we pulled some pretty good hits.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that.
Pretty great ratios.
Cannot go wrong with that.
Myself.
But yeah, as I was saying, definitely, check out Sauce. Tell them that you're coming over from here. Give them a subscription. Give them some likes. Give them some comments. And let's keep growing as a Pokemon community. That's the biggest thing here. We are all smaller channels. A lot of you guys are in the comments are channels as well, and you guys have your own great content. And let's all help each other out. Let's I mean that's what it is in the end. It's building as a community. You can't do it all on your own.
That's a fact.
It's very important to come together as a community and help each other out. And so go over there right now and subscribe. I want to see my viewers drop right now as you guys are going and subscribing to his channel.
Hurry up.
But Sauce, dude, I appreciate you coming on.
It was a
pleasure.
pleasure.
I am 15 minutes behind schedule, but I appreciate you coming on. Dude, you were a pleasure to have on here. I'm glad that we got to talk our opinions on the whole Logan Paul booster box situation. I think that was a pretty unique thing to bring up. I don't think, honestly, there's a lot of content out there talking about that. So hopefully this Pokecast can get out there a little bit and give you some love as well as give me some love as well. And so people really know what we think as smaller channels and our own opinions. I'm sure a lot of people have opinions on there too. So even if you're just joining in right now and you want to watch the recap from the beginning, definitely give us some comments below. And, let us know your own opinion as well. All opinions are welcome on the channel. I don't mind at all. I don't mind discussing things. And let's everybody give a hand to Sauce for taking the time out of his day to come and hang out with us. Because if it wasn't for people like him, this Pokecast would not exist. It would just be me talking nonsense. So I definitely like having unique people on here, learn their personalities, learn what they have going on. Because we are all different in the community and all have our own thing that we want to talk about in personal opinions. And I think it's very important to express yourself and not hold everything in. I am completely jealous of your belt. I want it in my life, dude. I want to have that thing on on me at all times as well. And that is one amazing idea that you have there, dude. And I am a huge fan of that. It is absolutely awesome, dude. And yeah, you need to start making some merch with that.
It truly was. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate everyone that stopped by. You guys are great. Thank you so much,
dude. Thank you so much for sure. And make some merch with that belt eventually, man. When we see Sauce in a million, we need to see those belts.
Yeah, I'll get the belts out.
We need to see those belts in the merch category so we can go ahead and buy some of those up. Because if I could buy some from the merch category because you have them up for sale, I won't be as upset. I'll be more happy to get one, dude, and support your channel and support that thing because that's an absolutely awesome idea. And I want to see if you can eventually down the road, dude, make one of those Crane Games like video reaction doing it.
I've been thinking about it for a really long time.
I think it would be good. A little bit extra content. I think a lot of people in here were chatting about it and really interested about it. And I think it'd be awesome to see. I think it'd be some good content as well. So
yeah, and if anyone, like, this is open invitation for anyone, whether you subscribe to my channel or not. If you have any questions in regard to those Crane Games, follow me on Instagram, message me, and I will happily give advice. Anything you need to know, I will let you know, and that goes for you too, Rob.
Dude,
I'll message
appreciate
you
it.
after this. Absolutely.
I'll
It's
definitely have
easy.
to check it out. I'm gonna have to run it by Chelsea 100% because it's another thing I'm probably gonna get addicted to. But
No, because here's the thing: all you would need to do is actually spend $10. That
Mhm.
is the bare minimum of what you would need to spend. If you spend $10, that grants you access to playing twice a day. That's really all you need. So
Okay.
you spend 10, you're good twice a day to play
For how
for
long
free.
though?
They keep like I've been playing for probably almost over a year, and that has been a thing since I've been playing.
Wow.
So I was originally doing once a day. I would have luck here and there because you really you need that first like setup play, learn the machine, and then you could capitalize. Um, but if you have that 2 a day, I literally win probably something like every other day
Wow.
easily.
That's crazy. I'm definitely gonna have to hit you up about that, and that's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna have to get myself logged in and spend $10 and freaking try to win some plushies, dude. I would say I don't have enough, so if I could win it and have fun doing it, that'll be freaking awesome, dude. And I definitely too, like I said, I saw some buzz over here in the chat as well as we talked about it. And yeah, dude, do a reaction video of you doing it or something like that. I think it'd be very interesting to see. I know I would be intrigued, and I haven't seen content like that out there. And you pull Pokemon stuff and win, and it's another added, original, unique thing about you, and only provides more and more quality to your channel, dude. So appreciate everything you do, guys. Make sure if you haven't already, check out Sauce McGavin. Comment on his latest video. Go watch it right now. It's 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I know you guys are not having dinner yet, so you got nothing to do. Just go over there, watch his stuff, and tell them that you're going from the Rob Mob. So you might want to pull your headphones out for this one. I don't want to go ahead and blow your eardrums out. But, Rob Mob! Guys, until next time, we both appreciate you, and have a great night.